This video, we're going to talk about a famous Stark, King Theon, a man that ruled as a king of winter after the Starks successfully brought the North under their control. Theon Stark was known as the Hungry Wolf because he was always at war. He's described as being very thin, with long hair and a skinny beard. Theon ruled the North as a king of winter about 6,000 years before a modern A Song of Ice and Fire begins. This is the time when the Andals first invaded Westeros, and this guy is pretty impressive. When the North was invaded by the Andals on the east coast, Theon and his bannermen fell upon them and turned the Andals back no matter where they landed. Theon would even find common cause with the Starks' longtime rival, House Bolton, to smash the Andal warlord Argos Sevenstar at the Battle of the Weeping Water. After this victory, Theon Stark the Hungry Wolf decided he wasn't done. Oh no, the Andals were going to pay for daring to attack his domain. He raised a fleet and crossed the narrow sea to the shores of Andalos, with the dead Andal warlord, Argos, body attached to the prow of his flagship. When he reached Andalos, he took his vengeance, burning 20+ villages, capturing 3 tower houses and a fortified sept, and putting hundreds to the sword. But that wasn't enough. Theon Stark had a message to send to anyone that dared cross him or his people. The heads of the Andals slain in Andalos were taken back to Westeros and put on spikes along the North's coast as a warning to other would-be conquerors. Don't. But besides the Andals invasion, Theon did have other wars thrust on him. He wasn't always looking for trouble. Historically, the west coast of the North had often been victim to reavers. Several wars occurred when Great Wick, Old Wick, Pike, and Orkmont descended on the North's western coast with their longships under the leadership of the current king of the Iron Islands, Herrig Hor. After their attacks, broad areas of the Wolf's Wood, the largest forest in Westeros, was nothing but ash. Bear Island became a base for reaving ruled by Herrig's son, Rawrist the Raper, and for a time the Stony Shore was forced into swearing fealty to Herrig and his Iron Bannermen. Eventually, Theon Stark would slay Herrig's son, Rawrist, and force the Iron Men from his shores and land. Theon even managed to drive the Ironborn from Cape Kraken and Bear Island. But back to the wars Theon did cause. Because he's the Hungry Wolf, his legend doesn't end with pushing back the Ironborn or terrorizing Andals. Theon later, briefly, conquered the Three Sisters and landed a force on the Fingers. Another notable achievement is King Theon putting down a rebellion that occurred in the Rills. Lastly, King Theon Stark is also known for his incursion beyond the Wall. Joining with the Night's Watch, he aided in breaking the power of the Wildlings for an entire generation. Upon his death, Theon would be buried in the crypt of Winterfell below Winterfell, which houses the tombs of members of House Stark, and he would forever be known for the constant war the North was entrenched in under his rule, whether he started the war or not. Thanks for watching, and come back every Wednesday for short, light Game of Thrones videos, with typically heavier Game of Thrones A Song of Ice and Fire history on Sundays. We'll be covering the North for a few months, but if the North isn't your favorite region, we will switch at one point. Giveaway is still going on. All you have to do to win one of these posters is leave a comment on any video published between Sunday, August 16th and Saturday, August 22nd. I'll then use a random comment picker to select a winner.